Hey guys, what's going on? Wanted to come on for a minute on this beautiful day. Today's the spreading awareness for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. They're doing a little ceremony there for him. We could not make it. I don't know if we were on the list, off the list. I really don't know. I know there's a lot of people off the list, a lot of people on the list. I didn't have a chance because we were doing some other things that we had committed to. Would I have loved to have gone? Oh my gosh, yes, right? I really would have. So I want to take this time to just, say to the Father and to Sebastian's army that I'm so sorry we couldn't get there today. I would have loved to have been a part of it. I know it's going to be humbling. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be amazing. It's spreading awareness for Sebastian Rogers, and that's what we have to do. I know that there's a lot being thrown around, right? And who was involved, who could come in, who couldn't come in. Evidently, I think Katie and Chris and all that side of the family was banned from this, which to me is that's understandable. They're not working with him. They have not tried to work with him. They have tried to control the narrative, but they haven't tried to work with him. And so, you know what? He can do what he wants to do. He's the bio father. I do feel that, why are they not having their own, right? Why are they not doing their own things like this? Is it because they won't get the outcome? Is it because people won't show up? Is it because they're worried about those things of being embarrassed? We know they worry a lot about what people think of them. And that's why they're playing this public opinion stuff, right? And it's truly heartbreaking because it's like they're just trampling over Sebastian to worry about themselves. And I don't get it. I really don't get it, guys. I don't understand. No, Ruby. I don't understand how. Let me sit down. I'm tired. It's like 85 degrees. I don't understand how everybody's gotten so lost in all this, right? And some things that have really been striking me that I haven't really talked about. It's just to see how the Gabby Petito case, right? Okay, these family members came together so strong for Gabby, right? Riley Strand. These families came together so strong for Riley Strand. To see what's going on here, and then to look at these three cases that are really crushing my heart right now, which is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, of course. We have Stephanie Darman, Daron, whatever. That little girl, their parents are doing nothing, and they won't even search. They've declined to search, kind of like the Proudfoots. And Summer Wells. The CPS cases, right? I don't blame him. How do you invite someone that you now know the truth, right? He knows now the question that we have for Chris, right? Like, what did he accuse you of? He knows the answer to that. We don't. So it's more or less, it's about Sebastian. And no matter how we look at it, that's what it's about. I know there's a lot of hoopla talk on YouTube streets right now about certain people being banned from this thing and not invited in and not let in. But people have to remember, when you bad talk and bash people, sometimes they don't forget about it regardless, right? And in a way, you have to look at it as, what would you do if you were in their shoes, right? You're going to want only the people that support you on your mission to find your child. That's what you want, right? And I don't know why a lot of these people, if any at all, were really not allowed in, or if this is just something that they're saying. I don't know. I don't know those answers, right? I really don't know those answers. I don't have those answers. Ruby doesn't have those answers. All we can do is pray. And I think there's so many things being thrown at this in different ways, some good, some bad. And it's just a hard situation, because when you have one side that's doing everything in their power and one side that's doing nothing, right? It makes it hard, right? And I'm not here. I'm trying to put my stuff out the way I feel is best suited for the channel, right? And I know last night's fire chat, it wasn't really, I hope y'all understand my point of what I was trying to make, and I should have made it a little more clear, because I don't want anybody taking that the wrong way. But when I talk about how Katie and Christopher eat a lot, it's one of the things that, if you look at history, whenever there's someone that's holding guilt, right? I've said it before, I know I have. They get lost in eating, right? And it's something that I don't know what happens or why they do it. It's just, it's a way of trying to drown their guilt and drown their heartbreak of whatever happened, or, on their watch, right? It's everybody does it differently. And that's mainly what I mean by that when I say that. I hope y'all understand that. I don't really mean to be somebody saying, oh my God, but you think about it in the long run. If you look at history and you look at, counseling and things that have been done in the past and said, and it is one of the things, right? That it's kind of like if a person's bulimic, or it's kind of like that everybody has different ways of handling their guilt. And in this case, to me, that's what it looks like. It's just my opinion, though, right? And that's what all of us do. We just give our opinions. There's not a lot of facts out here. There's a little, but the language leads us to that, right? And so if we follow the language, we understand now what that means. And we're learning more every day in this case. And it's been a year. It's a long time. It's a long time. Especially considering Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is autistic. So he's not able to find his way home. That's one of the things on the flyers. And I haven't discussed that part of it yet, because one of my fears could be possibly, did this man drop this child off somewhere knowing he couldn't find his way home? I'm not talking about in a city or near a town or near a store, no. I'm talking about like one of these nature reserves, right? Or in the middle of nowhere. Like, we just don't know, right? We don't know. We just know that he was last seen on her watch. And she was on the phone till midnight, supposedly, allegedly. So from midnight to 6 a.m., you can't tell me if that 12 person they're claiming now, she wasn't asleep yet. She was barely putting the dogs up at that time. If he'd have walked out that door, she would have known it. So they need to get over that video. It's been debunked. Move on from that. Come up with your next whatever of choice. We see through that. And, I just don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand how they can utilize that. I'm really disappointed in the news for doing that, for even not vetting that up front when they had already, I believe, known that it was nothing. And I don't know if they've come out and corrected it. I pray that, well, Nancy Grace sure did, didn't she? I mean, anybody that can figure out something doesn't add up and something might not be correct or something's false or something's fake, they're going to shut it down, just like Nancy Grace did. And so that's why I'm hoping that this news channel will come out and defend their team and say, oh my God, we're so sorry, we did not know this, right? Because if law enforcement does it, FBI, Secret Service, whoever, okay, they dang sure need to do it, because they're nowhere near as powerful as FBI and Secret Service. So, I see it as, if there would have been something there, FBI would have already made arrest. So that's why that video was nothing. The one video, like we always talk about, the one video they won't release and they haven't debunked is the Tinkerbell video. That's why we've always said that's the one piece of evidence that they're holding on to. And the answers might lie within that, or it was part of their cover-up. But somehow, some way, that video holds the answers. Whether it be they made it look like he got into a car and left, and that was just somebody they knew that they had paid to come by there, right? They pay everybody, it seems like. So it's possible. Or it's possible that that was when she carried that child out of that home. I don't know. I really can't tell you. All I know is we know is that Christopher Proudfoot does not have an alibi for that evening or that weekend, only that morning. And I'm not sure if they even have that, to be honest, at this point. I think they do because he realized he needed to be there. I think he got back there by 9:43, and that's why he specifically made that time and that 3 hour and 37 minute doorstep to doorstep, right? That 3 hour and 37 minute doorstep to doorstep is with a camper. So that's without a camper, it's a whole lot faster, guys. 30 plus minutes faster. So if you really think about that, that's he doesn't really have one, other than maybe that morning. There's nowhere to confirm that. So we have no proof, like we do with Seth being on camera at the sheriff's. We know about those things. There's no footages of a trailer park. There's some cameras in the area, but that doesn't mean that he didn't come through a back way or in or out another way or have a different vehicle there to pick him up and bring him. We don't know any of that. We know they're pretty dang smart about what they did, if they're the ones that did this, which I think we all feel that they hold the key, right? I do feel that. In my opinion, I do. Doesn't mean I'm correct. It just means that that's the way I see it. Because the only way that this child could have completely vanished off the face of the earth is if those two had something to do with it. Because if he would have ran out of that home, not only would there have been a scent trail, there would have been a sighting on camera, and they would have found him by now. I mean, they did the 2 pushes on that area. They would have found him. You know, and the second push, I'm wondering now, once the temperature started warming up, okay, things that were frozen beforehand, remember, frozen objects, frozen bodies, trigger warning comes 100 million, do not release odor when they're frozen. So now if you let things thaw out, dogs will pick up something that's not frozen, right? Because it's starting to smell. And so that could have been, that's the reason I think they did the second push, was just to make sure that he was not there. And so with all that being said, I didn't want to take y'all's time today. I just wanted to come on really to say, Sebastian, Wayne, Jake Rogers, you're in our prayers every day. And Seth Rogers, you're in our prayers every day. And I'm going to say something, and I don't want y'all to get upset, but you know, the entire family is in our prayers, and in our prayers for the truth to come out, right? That's why we say it in prayers, for the truth to come out. And let's get this thing solved and figured out, step up. You know, if you technically had nothing to do with this, then how come you have done what you have done? You have tried to make this child, in the beginning, you painted a picture of this child for somebody that we would not want to search for. Oh, he's goofy. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. All negative. They did that for a reason, guys. They wanted us to try, they didn't want this case to take off like Summer Wells. That was their fear, is that it would take off like Summer Wells. So then when they saw that no matter what they put out, it wasn't changing things, it was only making the audience grow, the hearts to grow for this child. He was capturing America right under their eyes. Then they kind of stopped. And then they went on YouTube and did a little sling blading and all that, right? Which that damaged them so bad, it did. And especially in public opinion. And they can't backtrack that. And she knows that, Katie knows. She's not trying to backtrack what Chris did. That's why I think she spoke separately this time, is because she wanted to try to fight for her own self, knowing if she would have come out and been like, you know what, guys, I don't know about that Tinkerbell video. I wonder if it had something to do with my son vanishing. She never said that. You know, where is he? Who has him? Please, if somebody has him, let him go. We'll pay you whatever ransom you want. Just let my child go. Right? You'll pay a YouTuber, right? Why don't you offer some money to the kidnapper if you think your son has been kidnapped? But the whole entire thing is, why didn't she stick with her same theory and from day one when she was crying and said, I don't know why he walked out that door? She did not bring that up in this. And another thing that really broke my heart is that she wore purple and not green. Okay? Summer Wells is purple. Sebastian Rogers, your son, Katie, is green. And your stepdad, Christopher Proudfoot, green. Not pigfest shirt. Not black like you're mourning. We're green to support this child. But they didn't. They show no support. Zero. They're stuck on one video. That's the only reason they did this, was to do one video. He didn't say nothing hardly. He looked terrified. She looked terrified in herself, but still had to try to talk. But she's still doing the same thing. She's holding her breath. She's pausing so she doesn't tell a lie. She's still doing the same thing she did in the beginning. And thank God, FBI, just because they're military trained, FBI knows what you're doing. And don't think they're not working with military people to understand your body language, because they are. And so it's all going to come out, guys. But, you know, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, look at these beautiful clouds. Look at that. It's so beautiful. You know, we got you in our prayers today, little buddy. And we're going to continue to fight for you, just like we do for all the missing and all the voiceless and all the runaways. They run for a reason. So with that said, guys, Sebastian Rogers, I'm not at your visual, but I'm at your visual in my heart. Me and Ruby both. And if we were on the list, we're more than grateful. Thank you so much. And we're so sorry we couldn't be there. But I would have loved to have been there. But you know, as we sit here and take a moment to say a little prayer for you under these beautiful skies, sunshine, airplane flying over. Check it out, airplane flying just in time. Y'all see it right there? See the airplane? I'm gonna keep the phone on. Hopefully it doesn't die on my phone. See it in the clouds now? It's just now in the clouds. See, there's a bird to the left. There's the plane. Aw, Sebastian, there's a plane flying for you, buddy. That's so cool. There's a plane up there. Beautiful. Wow, wow. That's a Coast Guard, it looks like. That's so cool. There's a plane. All right. That was so great. What perfect timing. What better perfect timing than to be saying a prayer to Sebastian and a plane fly over. What's the odds of that, guys? Come on. That's a sign. We're going to find you, buddy. All right, guys. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Remember, allegedly, these are my opinions, my thoughts, my theories, my speculation, not to reflect the channel. Trigger warning times 100 million. Y'all's comments, y'all's alone. We do our research together because we're a big-hearted family. Y'all's comments don't reflect on the channel either. But we do love y'all, guys. And we love Sebastian Rogers, and we want him found. We want justice. And the plane just flew over. That's a sign, I'm telling you. All right, guys. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We love y'all, guys. We'll talk to y'all on the next one. All right, guys.